Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. I'm not well, but I'm a lot better. We are still having savage coughing fits, but they're getting a lot thinner on the ground. And if it was possible to sleep, which it isn't, I'd be getting some periods of sleep now between the coughing fits. I don't think I slept at all last night. I haven't been upstairs literally since Sunday. Possibly Saturday. I can't think what I did Sunday night. I can't remember that far back because I wasn't well anyway. But I've been downstairs. It's just too hot upstairs. And the traditional thing is you keep all your curtains and blinds shut during the day and your windows shut to keep the heat out. And then at night you open them to let the heat out of the house. Well, that's not working because it's not cooling down. It's not cooling down at all overnight. Out here last night it went down to 27. So that was its low point. Today it's been up to 31, 32 in the grow room. That's with the fan on and the doors open. That's the best I can do. Now it's a little bit sad, but the hoverflies are coming in and they don't seem to have the sense to realise there's a huge big open door there, and they just keep hanging around the roof despite the roof not being the brightest place. But I've got no way of getting them out. Hopefully they will find their way out eventually. Anyway, I'm certainly not attempting to do any work. In theory, the weather changes tomorrow here where I live. Not in the country. Isn't it funny, if you've got really loud gobby parents, the kids end up the same way because they don't know any difference. And when children call for their parents, if you actually answered, it would stop them. Yeah, it's just rude. Anyway, it's just distracting. But so I was up all night, and as a consequence, because there's nothing much else going on, I watched quite a lot of football. There's been a lot of hoo-ha about Scotland being in it for the first time in 30, 40 years. I don't follow it enough to have exact details, but both the England match and the Scotland match were watched by me, which is unusual because I don't watch football. I have no interest, and I don't know much about it really. I know two things really: nothing and bugger all, and I'd like to keep it that way. I just have no interest in it. But I am an analyst by nature, and having watched quite a lot of the other games and how they were working, the England game and the Scotland game were painfully slow. Possession for a lot of the game, but no goals. And it didn't take me long to work out why. And it's down to the coach. It's down to the way they've been told to play. And what they're basically doing is 4 or 5 people are hanging around the halfway line passing the ball to each other. And every now and again one of them might pass up the wing, not up the middle, up the wing, and then as soon as somebody attempts to come near them, they pass it back to where they were before and they start passing it between each other. You're not going to score a goal from there. To score a goal, you kick the ball at the goal. Sorry, but that's just simple. It's not, it may be difficult to achieve, but it's simplicity in itself. If you want to score a goal, you kick the ball at the goal. You don't keep kicking it back towards your own. And I just found it astonishing that for ages, for long periods of time, they just passed the ball amongst themselves. They've obviously been told to do this. None of the opposition team's players came past them, so their half of the pitch was empty. But nothing was actually happening. And then every now and again somebody would go down the wing, and perhaps a few people might creep forward a little bit, but it seemed to me that as soon as anybody came near them, they went back to passing the ball around the halfway line. And in both matches there were chances to score goals that were blatantly wasted, and the other teams didn't waste their chances, and that really is the difference in the scoreline. You know, some of the best goal scorers got the ball, you know, near the goal, and kicked it up into the sky, or, you know, missed by a mile. At that level, at World Cup level, the amount you're getting paid, sunshine, if you kick the ball at the goal, it should at least, you know, come within the boundaries, not go skywards. Yeah, so I didn't enjoy the two matches at all. And I don't get excited, obviously, so I don't follow it. So, you know, I'm not hanging on the edge of my seat or anything like that, like some people do. It was just something to stare at because I couldn't sleep. That's really all I can say. But yeah, it's just the style of the games coming out of this country just don't seem to lend themselves to score goals. It's almost as though they wait for the other team to make mistakes, and when they don't, then they don't score any goals. Strange. Yeah. But as I said, I don't know much about it, but I certainly didn't enjoy the games. I shall be up all night again tonight, I suspect. We've had excuse me. Our hottest day in June record has been broken again today. That's 2 consecutive days, and somewhere in England it's highly likely to be broken again tomorrow. It's got up to 36.7 somewhere today, not here. But the heat wave here, where I live, in this part of the country, finishes during tomorrow because it's pushing eastwards. So our red health warning, which covers the whole of the south of England at the moment, that runs till midnight, that disappears and another one comes in, which is from London eastwards. So I'm not in that bit anymore. And hopefully our daytime temperatures are going to drop down enough, you know, that it'll be comfortable at least, and I can let some of this heat out of the house. We shall see how that goes. So sorry, Insa, but I think it's heading your way. Yes, I mean directly opposite us, and you get to Insa land. But you know, I mean, it's ridiculous. France have had ridiculous temperatures. They seem to be the epicenter of the heat dome. They seem to be getting it worst in Europe, and that becomes Germany's problem tomorrow, I believe, as it starts to drift east. And then whatever comes after Germany, it will fizzle out. You know, it will fizzle out. But then we've got tonight. We have the chance of some serious thunderstorms coming off. Well, they're showing it coming over me. Now, if we get some serious thunderstorms at night with the lightning, I'll get the camera out and see what I can film. I'm not getting soaking wet to do it, but although the cooling rain would be a benefit. The garden could certainly do with some rain. Yes, but and then Sunday the temperatures drop back down to normal for the time of year, and also there's some, you know, there's more showers around, sort of thing. So hopefully by next week it's back to normal again, and I can start going to bed properly. But I'm certainly not even attempting to sleep upstairs until I can get that heat out of the place. Just collects upstairs basically. And as I said, you can't open the windows during the day because it's just as hot outside. So you know, the heat doesn't leave the building. In fact, you'd probably let more heat in. Anyway, can I get past this fan? There was one thing I wanted to show you. I've been curled. My legs curled up, sat on my legs. I've got stiff legs now. Silly Billy. This dendrobium up here, wondering what these shoots are going to be. Well, they are definitely going to be blooms. These are definitely buds. So we're going to have some flowers on this. That'll be nice. Don't know if anybody's noticed, in the sort of background, this has been in bloom an awful long time. Very, very long time. If I can get a decent sized plant out of that and get multiple blooms maybe one day. And also, while we're here, Mr. Hairy, if you remember the new growths when I first got this plant, they've pushed on quite a bit. They're actually extending quite a bit, so it's growing. All I'd love to see is some new roots, but it's very reluctant to grow roots, that thing. So there we go. And over here there isn't really anything new apart from the Nobly, the pollen that Helen gave me. That's opened. This is all open now. Hybrid. Flipping cough. Grr. Right. Strangely enough, it's now cooler in the grow room than it is in the lounge. That's just how it is. So I'm going to have to put the fan back on. And I'll leave it at that. I just wanted to chat. I'm still with us. I'm still in this world, and it is getting better. I'm still croaky, but the strange thing is, through all of this, I haven't felt ill, which is why people have sort of said, you've got flu, you've got bronchitis, I'd be ill if I had those things. I'm not ill. I don't feel ill. I've just got a hacking cough. My nose switches between being streaming away and non-stop to being totally bunged up and talking all like that. That just keeps chopping and changing. And obviously the cough generates the sore throat. But I have got some throat lozenges. So that actually helps with the sore throat. And the coughing is getting less. The bouts are still quite fierce, but they're nowhere near as frequent now, and hopefully get rid of this heat, and I can probably get rid of the whole thing. But yeah, not good to be a bit under the weather and put up with the heat as well. We've lost the Ignea bloom, but at least I haven't lost the plant. I mean, so far I don't see a plant actually suffering. Actually keeling over. They're all hanging in there. Having got a good soak yesterday, that should last them, till we get back to normal sort of thing. And I still have yet to see any big influx of pests. I haven't seen a sudden outbreak of aphids on the bloom spikes or anything like that, so I think I'm getting away with it. Anyway, I don't think it's going to be workable in here again tomorrow. It's still probably going to be too hot to get out here doing actual physical work, but we shall see after that. Should be getting back to normal soon. As I say, at the moment it's every day is watering the garden. I've just been out as the sun moves off the planted border in through there. Then I get out with the hose and freshen it up, sort of thing. But we could do with some rain, give everything a good soak, get the ground wet again. It's all gone dry, and then we'll see how we go. So I will see you next time. Thanks for dropping by and listening to old Croaky. But as I said, I'm not ill, just not good. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.